forgot to start recording as well. I got to record all these. Make time lapses of all my painting processes. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. This this turpentine, these mineral spirits are disgusting. I just keep adding to it. I don't ever clean this thing out, which is my problem. I probably should at some point, I imagine. Take dreadful care of my painting supplies. Alright. So what fucking hell? I'm covered in paint already. How the hell do I do this? This is why I'm not going to be wearing nice clothes to the museum. I'm going to be swimming in my own medium. And I'm going to have it all over my nice outfits. So when I go to the museum next month, this month, that's on top of me. I'm going to be wearing this. I'm going to be wearing t-shirts and shorts. And I'm going to look awful. I usually start with like a middle. When I start this kind of stuff, I usually start with like a middle value. But really, I should. No, I'm gonna start with the darkest. It's figuring out where to start. Where does that first stroke go? I think that's as good an angle as it's gonna get. So I know I'm way too high, because if this is the base of my ear right here, then there's no way. Yeah. There's no way that this right here at the ear is this up here. My head would be off the thing. It would have to be down here. Even further so. It'd be like right here. You know what? This is just a visual puzzle, and I'll figure it out as I go. But the smart part of me should wash these mistakes off initially. And I guess that's one thing I have to be really careful with at the museum, is like when I paint, as I'm doing now, I don't want to paint into and erase mistakes and be all kind of precise about this, because precision aren't what these are about. These are my emotional responses. These are my confrontations, my challenges to myself. Quit hating yourself so damn much. Try and be happy with your appearance for once. That's a difficult task. I did an interview this past week, and yeah, I couldn't watch the whole thing. I heard my own voice, and I was just disgusted and turned the damn thing off. Oh, it's so horrifying being me. I don't know why it is. I guess because I know what I wish to be, and know that I will never be. There is no cure for what ails me. That's the sad fact of the matter. It's like the ear right here. So what do you do about it? You know, like when you're this miserable, what do you do to yourself? My response to that is, I paint. These are my way of working through my demons. Telling myself, you're not a monster. It's okay to be you. a disgusting human being. I am, but let's try and convince myself otherwise. This is down here. So you can see I'm just kind of chiseling in from where I was and the relation that these parts are going to have with each other. So if this is the edge of my chin right here, where my chin kind of tucks into my neck, this cannot be the base of my ear. It's got to go higher. So I was actually closer the first time. You can tell I'm not exactly so experienced painting myself, and I guess that's where part of this comes in. This confrontation to myself. What makes this work is that I don't have experience painting faces because I've always avoided them for the reasons of my own self-loathing. I never wanted to paint myself. I never wanted to confront my image. But here I am doing it, day after day. And this lack of seeing that I've never developed are what are allowing all these different images to take shape. This one's going to be completely weird, I can tell you already. This one's going to be so completely far off. My hair keeps falling in front of my face. I don't need this. I need it like this. How's my stream doing? Looks like it's doing alright. Cool. I'm actually not dropping frames for once, knock on wood. But yeah, loathing. I know all about it. I try not to lie around feeling sorry for myself. I actually try and pry myself out of bed and end up in... I usually don't have much trouble getting out of bed most days. Most days are pretty good for me. But it's the, it's the part where you have to go and look in the mirror. That's the part that gets to me. That's the hard part. So this should be my little widow's peak right here. My part. And the rest of my hair kind of comes down like this. Move over. My mega cheekbones. Jesus Christ, I got huge cheekbones. They're above. Here's the base of the ear. My cheekbones are kind of like here. Right there. So when I go to the museum, how the hell is my volume anyway? Can anybody hear me over the roar of these fans? I honestly don't know if I'm speaking. If I sound like I'm just like a bunch of noise in the wind or what, but these fans are necessary. I wonder if maybe, hang on, let me see if there's a better way to do this microphone business. Maybe get a little bit closer to me. See if I can adjust this to stand next to the camera instead of above my palette. Yeah, this might work. Okay, let's move it into position. So this is kind of straddling the camera. Oh, this actually might work pretty good. Alright, let's try this. So maybe hopefully you can hear me a little better. It's closer now. And I'm watching the UV meters and it looks like it's picking up my voice decently. So I will continue with this setup. So I started this painting pretty late in the evening and the sun's moving quickly over the horizon. So I gotta not dilly-dally today. You know my biggest fear of this whole thing, this whole museum, is that people are gonna hate me, that I'm gonna waste everyone's time. That's actually kind of a nightmare of mine. When people are disappointed in you, that's like my worst feeling in the world. I just want to do a good job. I want people to say, hey, you did pretty good. Thank you for being a part of our event. I operate under the constant belief that people merely tolerate my presence. And that I'm actually just a pariah. See, like I'm looking at the shape of my face, and this actually goes not enough this way. Like I keep changing my direction tilt to my face. I'm trying not to give myself the divining cages or anything, but it definitely needs to be more tilt this way. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I don't feel like I want to be like a people to say I'm some sort of I'm useless. This isn't right here. I gotta fix that. Like I say, I'm not gonna worry too much about super actually, but at the same time, if I'm way off base, I need to get back on. I don't know. I haven't thought about suicide in a long time, but let me tell you, it's a constant companion of mine. Sorry about that. There we go. I think this may work better. You really should be an arm's length away from your canvas, ideally. With this portrait, I commence my confrontation, my ritual. This is really, what it is. It's a ritual. It's a fight. You will win. The self-loathing, my idealistic, what am I trying to say? Wow. You know what I'm trying to say. Already, this doesn't even look right. But you know what? Like, I'm trying to do my outline first. But maybe that's part of the magic. Maybe that's where the image is coming in. Some of these have come out horribly misfigured. Perhaps that's part of the process here. Maybe it is going to be misfigured as I start. Like, is the neck too thin? Is the head too... What scares me is if I paint like this at the gallery, at the museum, in the gallery, what will people think of that? Will they despise it? Will they hate it? Will I be a hack fraud? I don't know. All I can do is paint me as I see me. Pray for the best. And I'm definitely trying to paint myself at a 3/4 turn, but I don't see it working too well. Right now the hair is not flowing correctly. Trying to squint my eyes to see myself better. It's hard to keep your hair in one place with all these fans going around. If they keep wanting to push in front of my face, I don't want that. But I can't turn the fans off of me because they're kind of necessary for keeping cool in here. Feeling kind of, I don't know what I'm feeling right now. I don't feel like I can do this. Part of me is absolutely mind-blowingly terrified and wants to call the museum and tell them, no, I can't do this. You know what? I need to pause for a minute. My mind is just going a million miles. Hang on. Give me a few minutes and I might be back. I'm back again. Alright, I needed a break. I needed some coffee and some water is what I needed. And then I pecked at this for a couple minutes. Yeah, that was one of those moments where I was just like, my mind was running away with me again. I hate when that happens. Lots of self-doubt, lots of misery. Can't let it take over. But whatever. I'm trying to capture certain aspects of my head. This and this. I don't know how much longer. I may finish this tomorrow. I did get a little bit of a late start today just because I was at home working on so many other things. I've got I got a ton of stuff to do. All the little lazy things I kind of put off until today. Laundry, vacuuming, cleaning, washing what few dishes I use at home. I don't eat at home much. I usually I've got food scattered about the city. That's the best way I handle meals. I have these little caches of food. Like I got breakfast at the office, and I got lunch here at the studio, and then dinner is just whatever I can find lying around. Metaphorically, not literally. Figuratively. That's not a metaphor. That's just a figure of speech. There's a difference. Alright, let's see if we can at least do some damage before I call this quits for the evening. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but once in a while, I just get into these moments. I guess because I spend too much time thinking about myself. Too much time focusing on the negative, and it hurts me. And I can't let that happen to me too much. I can't let it overwhelm me. That will happen. That's just a part of the territory when I'm working on these things. It's just it's a confrontation of the self, and I'm not always victorious. Actually, I lose to me quite often. I just don't like people seeing it when I do. It's not like a temper tantrum or anything, but it's just like definitely misery. It's all good. It passes like a storm. A short, shitty storm. One that's made of angst and that kind of shit. God, I feel like I'm dealing with high school level emotions again. I think I was saying earlier, I love my bristle brushes, but there's just something about the look of this flat. This is a number 20 flat. I just love broken brush strokes. I love these chunky colors, this look, this mixing. That appeals to me. It looks nice. At least I think it looks nice. I was thinking, so for the setup for the museum, I should probably get a tablet of some kind and a clamp so I can have the chat next to me. So I don't know where my laptop's going to be, and usually the text is kind of small on that thing. So I may go to a pawn shop or something and find a dedicated device to use. I don't know, we got time to discuss it. What's funny is I was thinking this your location, my locations definitely impact the way my portraits look significantly. And when I'm in the museum, the gallery, I keep saying that word a lot. I feel like I'm talking about it too much. And I feel like one part of me says, "Shut up! You're talking about yourself too much." The other part is, "No, this is relevant. This is about me. For once, it's all about me, or somewhat about me." I'm gonna have very even lighting across me. I might have to drag in a clamp lamp or something to get some more lighting across me, because I'm trying to paint what I see, and at the same time capture my current emotional state. My emotional state was just go fuck yourself earlier. That's what I was thinking. I was like, you losery, you useless pile of trash. It's a good way to describe myself. Trash. I had in my interview, I think I referred to myself as a human dumpster fire. I kind of think that's an apt description. It fits, the shoe fits, wear it. Man, I miss painting with this brush. I gotta do some more shoe paintings. I haven't done a shoe painting in a long time. Those are the best. So there's this sharp highlight. Like, I'm trying very carefully to not layer on the paint too much. I don't want to paint one area a solid color and then come back over it with something else. I don't want to, when you get to a certain point, it gets very difficult to get the values you want, because there's so much paint just mixing in with each other. They kind of turn to mud, like I'm doing here. I'm not doing myself any favors right there. I was like, do I want music with me when I'm painting? And I don't know if I do, because that can impact the emotional state I'm in. Music can have an impact on you. And I don't know if I want to have, like, an influence. I don't know if I want to be influenced by music. Do I want my state to be natural? And what worries, I think one of the things I'm worrying about, and I'm talking about this shit too much, then I'm just going to make myself worry again, is, will I be able to have the desired effect while I'm in the museum? Will I be able to give them what I stated that I was going to do, which is paint my emotions, paint my, and what will come of that? So, like, I'm looking at myself, it's definitely light, at least here. I don't know. Maybe I should just shut up and paint. Not be so fucking wishy-washy. Just shut your mouth and paint. Am I even streaming? I have no idea if I'm live or not. Son of a bitch. Here I am, like, puttering around the studio, streaming for like an hour, doing other stuff. Oh, let's start painting. Let's do stuff. Let's have an emotional breakdown. Let's pour our heart out to the world. And it wasn't even connected. It all just kind of went out into the ether. How appropriate. You know what? That's my luck right there. Well, y'all missed a lot. And I swear to God, I had this thing, and I made sure I was connected to Twitch. And I was about to go into the right ingest server and all this crap, and I test my setup feed, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, here we are. Again. And here I am talking about my worries and my concerns and my hesitations. The trials and tribulations of being me, and none of it. Y'all were here for none of it. Son of a bitch. That's actually pretty funny. That's comedy right there for you. Oh, woe is me. And then no one's there for this crap. Oh, that's comedy. No, it's not. It's awful comedy. It's the worst kind of comedy. I was wondering. I was like, man, am I just that bad? Is nobody talking to me? Is nobody interested in what I have to do? The answer is probably yes, but usually at least I have one person saying hello. That's when I got curious and I checked out my settings. I was like, surely there must be something wrong. And sure enough, I was right. I was like, oh. No wonder. No wonder. But I think I've got the issue resolved. I checked my settings. Yes, I am online this time. And I'm squinting. I'm trying to figure out how the light falls upon my face. Like I can see it get lighter here. It gets darker here. Really dark back here. Borderline black, but it's really a dark gray. Right here. This down here is like nice and dark. That's super dark, but you know what? Dark enough. Let's establish. So as I was saying, I'm going to repeat, not the emotional crap, because that's draining, but I will repeat some of my thoughts and things and concerns and whatnot. But one for starters, I love painting with this brush. It's a number 20 flat. It's good stuff. I recommend it. I'll do entire paintings with this one brush. It's fun. It's a fun brush. It tickles my fancy to do so. This might not be in the right place. I'm not sold on that location yet. But we're going to keep going anyway. We're going to keep going. That's all you can do, even if your art sucks and you're like, oh my god, this is a train wreck. Keep going. Yes, it'll be a train wreck, but it'll be your train wreck. But you know, if you had seen my reaction to myself earlier, you'd have been like, total opposite. I was a total opposite earlier. Hypocrite. That's what I am. Love your art. Love what you do. Horseshit. There are days where you're just gonna burn your canvases, and I've been there. I have smashed my canvases over my easel before. It's not a very elegant moment for me, but cathartic is a good way to describe it. Catharsis is good. You know what, as much as I try to think I can check my settings, I'm hoping my audio is coming through. I see the little meter go up and down, so that's a good sign. I'm pretty sure I'm audible, and I'm hoping the fans in this warehouse aren't overpowering. And one thing I've been thinking about doing this is I was thinking about starting like a daily vlog. I can get lazy, and I kind of feel like I need moments to hold me accountable. I need like a list. I'm a very visual person, and I feel like I need stuff in front of me to kind of to acknowledge, to hold myself accountable to. I like set up a Trello, which kind of works because it's at least a good visual representation of what that needs to be done. But a daily vlog might be fun in the sense that I'll be cataloging my work every day, and that'll kind of force me to perform. I always say I'm best. I always do my best when I'm being held accountable. This hair, it keeps falling in my face because of the wind in here from all the fans. There's like 8 fans turned on right now. 6 of them are warehouse fans. And I am painting with a very dirty brush. I don't think I've really cleaned it out beyond using a towel. No turpentine. Though if I want, I think I may need to, just to get the white on there that I need. There's too much of the grays that are impacting me. So I'm actually going to cleanse this out for the first time in like an hour. I like dirty brush painting. Sometimes it yields fun results. I guess it depends on what I'm going for. Am I trying to really seriously represent what I'm painting, or am I just trying to be quick and gestural? There's a time and place for all that nonsense. Alright, let's get some good solid white. It's a bit better. Roughly the same, but whatever. Oh my god, excuse me. Coffee burp. Stria, why aren't you here? Why aren't you? I know you're auto-hosting me. Come to the studio and hang out. You need to. I need to work on my those paws I was making. I need to finish that shit. Now I'm usually in the habit of making my nose way too fucking long. So here, kind of. Like I say, I'm trying not to place markers. You know, I'm trying not to build cages for myself. These are not paintings of accuracy. These are paintings for other shit stuff. Cages just box me in, and they don't give me the freedom to perform, is what it is. So like the nose is crooked. Actually, the nose is kind of on task. I think it's the shading that makes it look weird. We'll come in and chisel it to the proper what the fuck am I trying to say? art terms. There's an art term for what I'm trying to do. I need to stop smiling. It's impacting my work. I'm supposed to be sad. I'm supposed to be very sad right now and emotional. Yeah, I've had enough emotions for today. Fuck emotions. Emotions suck. Nah, they're not good. So, like I have said in the past, there's a hard time limit on these paintings. Usually 2 hours. 3 if I'm pushing it. Or if I'm just pecking away. Like, this is actually kind of moving pretty quickly. The hair I get sloppy and really, really fast with because I don't care to render my hair. It's my face I have the issue with. My hair is pretty cool. I got a good set of hair. In the family of bald, well, my brother and sister have good hair too, but my dad's side, holy shit, they're bald people. I know baldness comes from the mother's side, but I'm very happy to have what I have. I'm very grateful. Oh no, I look like Hitler now. Damn it. No, don't go Hitler. It's okay, I forgive me. Something like that. So yeah, I am having, I guess, talking about that museum shit again. No, it's not museum shit because it's very important. I'm very blessed to be in the position to be a part of this, but I'm just terrified. With each day that gets closer, I'm getting more and more terrified. And all I can say is I hope that they are happy to have me. And I hope, beyond all hopes, that I do a good job for them. Doing a bad job is right up there in terms of, like, terrible fates. Someone saying you did a bad job, I'm disappointed. That's right next to, like, burning to death. It's like something I just don't ever want to encounter. If someone would just come up to me and say, oh, you did a bad job, I'd be like, oh, shit. But if someone gave you that, you're a fucking disappointment. You know, when someone's dead serious, that's when I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go back and immolate myself now. My nose is way off. Look at that. Something's wrong here. This is when you take a step backwards from your canvas and look at it from afar. Being up, actually I'm too close. You should be at arm's length from your canvas, ideally. But I'm like up here, like my elbow's crooked. Let me take a step back. Okay, it's not too bad. What I think I need to do is I need to bring the this huge glossy highlight over less of a steep angle. It's too steep and too far to the right. Just making sure my stream is keeping up. The Wi-Fi in here can get really dicey during the business day. Or at least during, not the business day, but during the midday, it seems like it's impossible to do a stream or a good signal In the evenings when everybody goes home, it's a bit better and a bit more tenable. But right now, it's good. But when I first got here earlier, I couldn't hold a connection to save my life. So I don't know what it is. It's a powerful ass router too, and it's like the owner said he bought it specifically so I could get internet back here. So I'm on kind of the far side of the warehouse, and he's like, if it doesn't work, take it back. He gave me the receipt in the box for it. He's like, take it back. But it works, just not all the time, so I don't want to take it back to him because some time is better than no time. But I think I may run a physical cable over here regardless. That's why you need to come over, Andrew. You need to save me from bad internet. We need to climb up on the ladder and run wires across the roof of a warehouse. We will fall to our deaths, and Rex will not be happy with us. But what will it matter? I'll be dead, So far, no frames dropped. That's a good sign. I'm on board with that. No frame loss is good is good stuff. I don't know if anybody else is here. I think I might be here by myself. Thought I heard a door slam. But the trees also they scrape along the roof, and it sounds like when the first day I moved in here, I thought people like working on the roof or something. Like, man, they've been up there for like 6 hours. But no, it's just the trees. Like, yeah, I thought I heard a door slam. I'm gonna see if anyone else is here. 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, it's only me. And if you can see in the corner, my project is coming along nicely. I'm waiting for some supplies to arrive before I can continue to work on her. But for now, she sits. She waits patiently while I try and obtain a soldering iron and a 3D printing pen. And Bondo. And resin. And epoxy. And fiber mat. And airbrush paint. And more felt. A lot more thread. Like, I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Oh god, this girl's gonna kill me. She's gonna... I not that I've ever doubted what an actual suit maker goes through when they build something, but you're you're so far removed from the process. It almost seems like magic when they appear. So now that I'm actually in the thick of it, up to my neck, no less. It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. I dig it. I understand now. I understand what you go through. Heaven forbid a customer needs a drastic change. How do you deal with something like that? Like, I'm doing like an art commission right now, and it's great. The guy and I go back and forth. He wants all these little changes. It's perfect. I can do that. It's a drawing, painting. I can do those kind of things. But if you're like making a full body commission, an outfit, how do you deal with that? That's one thing I hadn't even thought about, really, up until probably just now. If I were to start doing commissions and stuff, how do you deal? This ring is actually brighter than I'm making it to be. Being very careful with the white because it is lighter than everything else that's surrounding it. At the same time, it transitions very quickly and subtly. Okay. You know what? I genuinely hope. I'm going to check my settings again. Well, we seem to be live. That's good. That's all I need. You know what? It's a lazy Sunday. Who's gonna watch this nonsense? I beg the question. With each one of these I complete, I become more powerful than the last time. It's like, here's what I mean. I'm trying to go for like solid white, because I know these brow bone highlights are pretty bright. Not too bright. Problem is, as I keep saying, I'm in a hot, sweaty warehouse, and the oils in my skin are reflecting heavily. Let's see. The mouth and the eyes are always like the last to come in. I guess because of the finest features. And I want to capture the macro. Capture the macro, delve into the micro. Probably won't be happy till I fix the nose, so let's take care of that real quick. I also heard my voice during an interview I did. First time in a long time, really. Like, holy fuck, do I hate the way I sound. I'm just like, I sound awful. Do any of us truly sound like the way we imagine ourselves to sound like? The answer to that is probably no. But it's kind of like I don't hear my voice and think, man, yeah, you know what? That's a nice voice. No, I hear my voice and I'm like, oh my god. No wonder people turn and walk away every time I open my mouth. I start to say something relevant, people are like, I gotta go. guess that's one reason why I don't really speak that much, is because of that fact. I know where I stand. One thing I definitely want to do is get facial feminization surgery. Of all the surgeries, that's the one I want the most. Hands down, without a doubt. But I can't afford it because it costs a fuck ton of money. And I spent a fuck ton of... I need to stop swearing. I need to stop swearing is what I need to do. I spent a lot of money on my education. Graduated with 0 student debt. Fantastic. Busted my ass. Worked 2 jobs. Still got those 2 jobs. But that could have been money I could have been saving towards facial feminization surgery. And I guess it all really boils down to is, what's most important? What do you hold most important? And when I got to it, my education. My education is very important to me. It gave me a voice, and it allows me to be here, to be able to do this, to be able to create, to be able to do stuff like this, to be able to speak for once. That is something that has always eluded me. So yes, I could have not done art school, but would I have been better for it? And I don't think I would have been. It wouldn't have been to my benefit to do so. Life is full of a lot of choices, and I don't regret the ones I've made so far, except for maybe transitioning earlier. God, I wish I did that earlier, but what can you do about that one? Not a lot. Just deal. I should probably use a smaller brush to define the nose. I think that's where we start coming in with the smaller. I like flats. I really like them a lot. In fact, I need to buy a new one. I think this number 8's kind of had it. When your brush no longer holds... Oh. Yeah. When your brush can no longer hold a fine tip, you can't even see that really, but you can see it doesn't come to a point. That's when your brush has had it, when paint has made its way down into the bristles. Like this brush is fantastic. It holds a sharp point. Borderline chisel edge. That's perfect. That's what you need in a brush. This doesn't really do that. So I may need to replace this brush. Even with paint, it won't form a tip. So maybe I'll go to the art store, buy a new one. Because it makes doing fine edges much harder. Which is what I need right now. Like I'm screwing up the nose, it should be more round. The underside of this needs to come down further. along with this nostril needs to come further down too. Yeah, see, I'm just screwing it up now. That actually looks pretty decent right there. Might be a little too bright. So the problem with this is that it's too flat. It looks like a plane. And what it really needs is a little bit of, because right here, I don't want to poke myself with my paint-covered brush. Right here, between the cheek, this cheekbone, the fat here, and the bridge of the nose, it gets just a hair darker. See, I heard a door slam. Somebody must be here. Could be, maybe. It helped a little. As I'm looking at this, things are going to have to move around a bit, like right here. That gets super dark. Nose is not thrilling me, but I'm going to leave it for the time being, just to kind of get around the rest of the face. Now I'm just kind of back to pecking in the colors. Alright, I definitely hear motion out in the studio. Let me go see who's here. I just want to make sure people who are here need to be here. 1 second. I just don't see anybody. Should I proceed or should I stop here for the evening? It's getting to... It's at 7 o'clock already. This might be a good stopping point for the night. The light has definitely changed drastically, and I should probably resume... I think I'll resume tomorrow after work. Yeah, you know what? Let's leave this here for today. I'm not in a big rush to accomplish these paintings. It's like, do I want to stop or not? It's like, maybe I should. Go home and think about dinner and get cleaned up. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to, I think I'm going to head home and I'll come back and I'll finish this tomorrow at a more reasonable hour. Alright, hey, thanks for stopping by. Maybe I'll be back later tonight. Stream a game or stream drawing or something. Alright, see y'all in a while. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm back again. Another day of bemoaning my existence. If I can just, there it is. Gotta clean out my palette. I need to buy more black today. I'm out of black. I think I'm out of paper towels as well. But I got some money, so I can at least buy more. Where was I? I think I was wallowing in my own self-misery, self-pity. Yeah, that sounds about right. So I will do my best to finish this today. My friend is supposed to stop by the studio. I don't know when, or if he's going to even come in. He came to pay rent, and that's about it. So I kind of wished I finished the nose yesterday, because I'm looking at it now, and I don't like it. And, yeah, it's dried out. So it's going to be hard to fix. I mean, not really. I can paint over it. I was looking at yesterday's stream recap. Not only did half of it not even broadcast, but I deleted the other half because, fuck, I just can't stand the way I look. It's painful to look at myself. The camera is such a horrid mirror. Unkind, but honest. I guess I can appreciate that. So let's continue. Let's finish this. So I can move on and do something stupid with my time. I want to listen to music, but I kind of can't. I think because for the museum, And yes, I keep bringing it up because it's very relevant right now. I don't know if I don't want to put copyrighted music on broadcast and cause trouble for anyone. So I need to... My paint layers are so thin they dry out overnight. That's a problem. The heat doesn't help. My teachers always say, throw your paintings in the freezer overnight to preserve them. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to drag these home every day. And I have a freezer here, but it's in a tiny mini fridge. That's not conducive for paint storage. But whatever. I'll work with what I've got. And I really should be finishing these on a more timely schedule, because when I'm at the museum, I have expectations of myself to finish these as I walk out each day. But like I said, I've been dealing with lots of self-doubt. I just got hit hard by my own self-doubt, my own self-loathing. Hit me like a freight train this week. Not permitting me to be happy or satisfied with myself. There is no saving me from myself. Unfortunately, that sucks. Lots of wrestling with self-loathing and hatred. I wish I could be free. But that's fine, I guess. No, it's not fine, because it drives me fucking crazy, but what can you do? Really not much. How you doing, Miyu? Hey, God, I really need to... I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm gonna do? I've been telling myself I'm gonna go like punch... I'm gonna start like a daily vlog, I think. And upload it to my other YouTube channel. I've got several channels. I'm gonna upload it to my art channel. Maybe I should just do like a daily vlog and how I go about doing all this stuff. Building up my studio. Because I need to go pawn shop hopping, as I describe it. Basically, I have my orbit through the city, visiting the various locations, seeing what's new, what's used. I need certain pieces of equipment, and I see them orbit through once in a while. I never bought them because I never felt like I needed them at that time. But now I feel like, okay, maybe I should go back and revisit, see if those things are still there, and if they've ever come down in price. The longer there we go, that's actually better. The longer something's in one spot, the cheaper it gets over time. And one thing I need to get is a cheap tablet and a clamp, so I can actually see my chat as I paint, because right now my laptop's off to the side. That's not ideal. It doesn't work too well. So maybe I'll do a vlog about pawn shop hopping and the art of haggling. I learned from my boyfriend to be much more assertive in my pawn shop endeavors. Know when to bluff and know when to fold. Oh, my speaker turned off. Goodwill is not good anymore. Actually, you know what? Pawn shops are kind of not an excellent source either, because of the fact that the internet has kind of ruined pawn shops over these past 10 years. There's been a definite shift in pawn shop culture. Culture in execution. That, you know, they can look up the price of everything. Whereas before, something weird comes through, they're a little less... I'm dropping my friggin' brush. They're a little less educated on the matters, and Goodwill is the exact same way. I used to hit Goodwill all the time, but then I noticed the prices started to climb real fast, real drastically. It's because they could look up everything on eBay conveniently and price accordingly. So it kind of gets more difficult to find a good deal. And there are still good deals, but you have to haggle so much more harder now. And it's all about knowing what you're dealing with, the equipment you're looking at, and knowing it better than the guy. Like I picked up a K-Oscillator Pro for nothing. I mean, like, what was it, $65? Something cheap. Something like the cheapest I've ever seen it. But I managed to haggle it down because it was missing certain things. For a used piece of gear, I think it still averages around 90 to 100. But, you know, for just hammering out shitty beats, it's a great device for me. For someone who doesn't have a musical bone in their body, it's a lot of fun. But you know, you gotta know, what does it come with? What is its value? Because you too have a cell phone, and you can use that to your advantage. But you can't be upfront and annoying about it. Like, I don't sit there at the counter googling prices. I'll do my orbit, take inventory of the things I saw. What are the things I wanted the most? And then go have lunch or breakfast, and figure out the prices. What are they worth? What are they asking? What's included? What's missing? And come back armed with knowledge, and use it to your advantage. And there's some stuff I wish I picked up. There was some amazing Korg and what was it? I can't remember the instrument's designation, but it was a classic synth. And they wanted like $190 for it, I think. And it was a sought after device, but I didn't pick it up because I was broke. But you know, those kind of things, I don't know. So yeah, buying equipment. I built an entire studio on the cheap. The microphone I'm using doesn't sound like much because I'm surrounded by fans, but you pick it up for $40, a Zoom H1. And that was several years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Yeah. I'm fucking this up. Sorry, I'm like getting back to where this painting was. I'm just kind of rebuilding the layers so I can work it again. Do my alla prima horse shit on it. So yeah, but Goodwill and Goodwill, like I said, Goodwill can be hit or miss. Sometimes you can find something that's like, okay, this is a bona fide treasure. But a lot of the Goodwills in my area got rid of their computer sections. They had an amazing computer section once upon a time. And then it just all vanished. And I think because, I don't know why, they like centralized it, all the electronics, and then they just cart them out to different locations. Whereas before, I think what you received at store is what was there. And we got some great speakers that way once upon a time. God bless, my hair is just not staying where I want it to be. But yeah, a vlog might be fun. It's work. It'll be a lot of work for me. But maybe I need that. Maybe I need something to kind of keep me producing, keep me thinking. I don't know. I feel like I got too much on my plate sometimes. Do I really need that in my life? But it might be fun. Don't know. Just passing thoughts, That's what it is. Passing thoughts. Alright, trying to get my chin right now. Light has shifted since yesterday. I think I started this at a later hour. But it is kind of 5-ish, so I think we're kind of in that ballpark. gotta fix this nose, so I'm gonna go to a smaller brush. I'm just filling in the major information. Macro to micro. Yeah, so I stopped relying on Goodwill for the good finds. Paint got kind of thick from yesterday. See if I can darken certain areas. Certain areas need to be darker. Certain areas need to be lighter. Definitely a bit of lightness right here, a little bit here where they connect, and there's most certainly significant lightness right here. So how have you been, Mew? It's been a few days. The reason why my paint dries out so much is because I fucking scuffle thin layers on. I need to stop being so fucking conservative with my paint. I need to get in there with a brush and be bold and shit like I used to be. I stopped painting for like 6 months after I graduated school. I was so burned out. I actually had to recover health-wise. I took a serious hit. Like, I was not doing good. I was genuinely concerned for my health. Going to these are both number 8s, and they're both these are both the same brush, number 8s, and they're both screwed up royally. I should probably go to the store and buy one tonight. I think I was talking about that yesterday. Buy a new brush. Because if you load this thing up with paint and it doesn't hold a tip, like this one doesn't, then that means you got some crap gunked down close to the barrel. And it's pushing your bristles out. Keeping it from getting it back to its pointed shape, its trained shape. Real hard to get that subtle curvature of the nose, which I'm failing miserably at right now. This part goes higher, further out. Nostrils are hard. Very difficult to achieve. Too high. So I gotta stock up on canvases. I gotta stock up on paints. I should probably get new brushes. Oh wow, I dropped a shit ton of frames. Damn it. The internet here is still an atrocious wreck. Atrocious wreck. We tried installing a new router and everything. The boss is the guy who runs this place has tried real hard to kind of give me a working internet, but it's just not happening. I should practice noses over the weekend. This is not looking like a good nose. But yeah, the guy here has tried to give me good internet real hard, and I think the best solution, because there's so many, this is a giant metal warehouse, and it's so far away from me, and there's so many competing signals in the area. Despite switching it to different channels and repositioning it, we're just going to have to run a cable over to this side of the warehouse. I think it's the only way to really get anything decent over here. Because who's going to tune into a stream that drops out constantly? And the answer is no one. Got a little too, I mean, it's pretty bright when I look at my self and the reflection. It's there and it tapers out. Seems to have calmed down again, so. But yeah, that was pretty dicey for a minute there. To be fair to some of these brushes, they're several years old, and while a well-treated brush should last forever, I did not treat these well because of absent-mindedness. This nose is the worst. This is probably one of the worst noses I've made in a while. just not getting that roundness. Even though I see the highlight coming down, probably not that low. Got to take a step back from it now and look at it. My problem here is that I'm not kind of capturing the planes of the nose very well. Getting those rounded forms is not happening. I'm not even going to stab this thing forever. Fuck it, move on, keep going. I could play with this all day. If this stream starts cutting out again, then I'm just going to pretty much just kill it and not waste my time. So we'll see what happens. So far it looks like it's dropped around close to 2,000 frames, which is not good. I think it's time to start putting in the lips. Let's see. What color? Definitely dark. Up here. the area right here above the lip is actually lighter than the lip itself. Because the lip's in shadow, facing away from the light. Screw them up so bad. I'm having to use just a little bit of mineral spirits in my paint to thin it down. It's solidified a bit since yesterday, or thickened, I should say. Congealed even. No. Too high. Fucking. I struggle so much. (2,100 frames dropped. The mouth needs to be a little bit bigger, not so compact. Because here's where the bottom lip should be. Upper lip, really. Right now, I've been having a ton of self-doubt. I feel like I just don't know what I'm doing. Not so much as I don't know what I'm doing, but what the hell am I doing? Does that make sense? I guess imposter syndrome is the best way to sum it up. These are kind of working for me. Well, these are an improvement over what I had a minute ago. That's for sure. Get this line thinned down significantly. This is not that prominent, but it does pick up towards the side here where the shadow really is significant. Almost. I think they got this. These lips are really bright compared to the surrounding. At the same time, get a touch darker here at the base, the lip. I definitely recede into the dark line back where my mouth is. Still not happy with this, but I don't want to waste time on it any further. Keep going. I'm screwing this up so bad. At least my frames seem to have calmed down a bit. I don't think I've dropped too many more since. shit, I went over a line I did not want to go over. This one right here needs to come out like that. There's a lot of dark paint around these edges. There's also the hint of light coming through as well. Right about here. That dark crease just right. There we go. Got all these little spots visible now I gotta fill in. Fortunately, it's not that hard. Fixes some things. I know this spot's empty, but I kind of like, well, except for the lip here, but I kind of like this. And I should probably fix it. It looks incomplete. As much as I like it, it looks incomplete and not proper. Okay, that solves the lips by and large. There's some hints of that lip line here and here. No, it's no problem, you. I am fighting my way through problem solving. Ugh, need a new napkin. Yeah, I'm just trying to define struggling with the lips as I usually am. Nose and lips and eyes and the rest of the face. The whole thing vexes me so. Oh, that's not the brush I wanted. Trying to get a clean brush to get that highlight on the lip. There's a nice bright highlight. Super white. It follows the contour of the lip. Like so. Just something little. Any more and I think I'll screw it up. Let's see, what next? Alright. Should probably do the eyes next. Which is where the big brush gets put away until the hairline. Well, finishing the neck and the shoulders, what the fuck is this, scapula? Something like that. Still not thrilled with the nose, but whatever, moving on. Actually, I see a spot that could be improved slightly. Slightly meaning I'll screw it up right here. That goes up into there. And then this right here gets slightly darker. My frames are holding on somewhat. I'm like 2,200 frames dropped. Not bad. Alright. So let's see. The eyes are next. It's still tacky, so but not damp, not wet. So when I define the eyes, I usually do like the eye crease. So that's like usually the darkest part, and that'll allow me to establish the shape of the eye. Establish some of the white of the eye right in here. The white of the eye actually is not that bright. It blends in pretty well with all the shade. I mean, it's brighter than its surroundings, but it's definitely a dark gray. The eyelid slightly. So the eyelid still has to be darker than the iris, or pupil, whatever the white part is, the cornea, but still darker than the ridge above it. This eye is not being true. I'm not finding the shape. But the shape hasn't fully been established yet of what it is. See, I think my scale is way off. Yeah, you know what? I think I screwed this up. It's too far in. It needs to be further this way. So we're just going to blast this out real quick. I think I know what I'm doing, but I really don't. Just what this area got is very dark. There's a very heavy shadow here. Try to know what I'm doing. Shadows are always moving on me. That's the problem. I think like once every 5 minutes I drop 100 frames. Or every 2 minutes or so. Alright, so what I should probably do is establish where is the relative to the eye, the corner of my eye to the hair ridge, so from here to here is about right there. So the interior, which is probably about here, maybe not as close. I had a little too close last time. Proceeds to put it back in the same spot. That's a little bit better. But I keep having to remind myself this is not dependent on how good can I paint my face. That's not what these are about. These are about me and the confrontation with myself and all self-loathing that comes with it, and the hatred and the angry thoughts. How awful it is to be me. I wish I could feel otherwise. Wish there was a part of me that could say, shut the fuck up. Quit being such a bitch. Starting to run out of paint. God, that looks awful. Let's do the next. No, I'm not sold on any of these eyes. Yeah, painting myself is just freaking difficult. I told the staff at the museum, I was like, there are going to be days where I'm just going to loathe, despise my work. I will probably destroy my work too. I don't want to get into the dramatics. Not too badly. I'm sure the raw emotional reaction, like that was yesterday. I had a bad time yesterday. What do you do when you have when you fuck up you're this bad? Take a break. that looks like shit. Why does all of this look like shit? Part of me just wants to shut the camera off and walk away from this again. I hope I just don't come out damaged. So, absolutely despising everything. I hope I don't hurt myself in this process. That's all I can ask for. Jesus fucking Christ. That looks totally derp-eyed. Almost. I guess because this looks like an eye pointing this way, and this looks like an eye pointing this way. Oh my goodness. You know what? Keep going. If it still looks derp-eyed, we'll fix. These are the products of a creature who hates themselves. You know what? I need a break. I need to distance myself for a minute. I'll be back in about 10 or 15. Fuck everything, I need beer. Nothing takes an edge off your nerves like a... I don't even drink beer, I drink cider. Alright. I had to take a minute, just step away, you know? I don't know. My emotions have been on, like, full meltdown right now. The thing is I'm really, I can be an emotional person. Not, like, ridiculously so. Though I think my boyfriend would disagree with that. Fuck, what time is it? I don't even know. It's too late. I can't even get to the art supply store if I wanted to. I was like, I should go, like, vlog at the art supply store and buy new brushes, and... yeah, it's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen today, because they close early. Which is good for them, but bad for me. You know what? These eyes work. This is just gonna stay, and that'll be that, and fuck this, get it done. Move on. Cry over your spilled milk later. Go home and play Fortnite and cry over that shit. This is not something to be upset about. Finishing this shit is worth celebrating. That's what this is. Just shut the front door and do your art. Get the rim of this thing. You know, I spoke with the staff at the museum. I was like, there's going to be days where I'm just not going to be able to go on. I'm not going to be able to proceed. Because I'm going to just... like I say, these paintings are a difficult task for me. I'm doing these for a reason. There's a purpose to these. Oh shit, my finger's on paint. I'm not just painting these for the sake of painting self-portraits. I'm painting these so I can live with myself, so I can confront myself. If you're watching Rabbit, I hope you're able to comment properly. I don't even... My friend has been commenting on my videos thinking she's been chatting with me the whole time. And she's just kind of... I don't even know where you're commenting, hon. I don't know how you're doing this, but... you are not leaving... yeah, it's like, I couldn't even find your comments. It's like, where are they going? Oh, you poor thing. That's the kind of nonsense I needed to cheer up. And alcohol. Oh my god. I should bring my bar here. I don't have a bar, but I've got enough alcohol to have a good time in this place. I'm not the biggest alcohol drinker, but man, I'm a fan of that Dan Aykroyd Crystal Skull vodka. That's some good shit. You know, when that new Ghostbusters movie came out, first thing I did was I bought Crystal Skull vodka and Ecto Cooler, because I did a re-release, so my boyfriend bought cases of it. And we basically made a series of drinks called the Ghostbusters. And you use Crystal Skull vodka. It's like third vodka, 2/3 ecto cooler, and it's good. It's freaking delicious. If anybody has that leftover ecto cooler, I highly recommend it. However, it did not come in. I must say, I'm a little disappointed. It came in cans, and not the boxes like I thought it would. I really wanted those boxes with Slimer on the cover, but it was not to be. Yeah, this is as good as this portrait's getting. It's a second. It's relatively speaking, looking at the others, it's not terrible. It's not great, but whatever. I keep stressing to myself, that's not the point. It's not the point. We're not here to do these super accurate things. We're here to paint yourself. We're here to confront your reality. That's what we're doing. That's the point of all this. And I can't help but wonder if it's doing more harm than good at times. I do it because it speaks to me. It says something. It says something about me. That's not good, actually. There's no dark. There's undershadow along the bottom of the neck, base of the neck. This does. So there's several things that are. This needs to come in a bit because the chin, the angle, right here, comes in further. My neck gets cut off a little bit right there. Kind of like that, yeah. That's some good stuff. As I must say, I'm a little pissed off. The grocery store did not have Angry Orchard, which is my favorite. Like the others, like Austin East Ciders, kind of around, but I like my Angry Orchard. I've never been an ale person, and I've never been a stout kind of person. They don't appeal to me as much. Is it working, Pixel? Are you able to talk to me? Say something if you're there. Let me know you're okay. Let me know you figured it out. Definitely a bit of this whole thing just kind of has this darkness to the curvature right here. That chin is dark, and this beneath it is dark as well. Though it's hard to see, like it's so fine. But the underneck is definitely darker than the chin itself. Like this comes down just a hair, but enough to illustrate. Practice begets skill. Gotta remember that. I fear my friend Pixel is lost in the comment section again. Wherever that is, hun, you are like figuring things out about this service I didn't even know existed. So right here, God, I can't remember my anatomy, but I want to call this the scapula. I'm almost certain that's what it's called. It kind of hooks up and kind of goes this way because of the shadows. Right there, the shadow of the hair. The hair is just right here. This underside is just pitch black, so I can just come in and hit this solid black. That's like the darkest part of the painting. It's right here. It lightens slightly as we curve out from the head. Ah, sweet Jesus, looking at myself. Such dreadful business. Ooh, that is way too dark. That really needs to come up a few tones. Okay, there is definitely dark shadow from the muscles that connect down here. I'll have to refine those a bit. But I also don't have to refine them too much. These are bathed in shadows a bit, so they can remain a bit dark. No, so you don't want that. I didn't want that. Damn it. If you make it too light, it comes forward, and you don't want this. This needs to recess. Shit. I had it a second ago, and I fucked it up because I couldn't stop playing with it. Okay. So this area gets dark, but this area is lighter. Come up here. Right there. Such trickiness. The values down here are much brighter though. Once you get right here, you start getting into some of the wider territory because my chest is being hit by the light. So what I may do is my shirt bottom is way off the base of the canvas, so let's block in the darkest parts of the hair at least. Let's clean up my brush just so I can get not have to worry about off colors, off values. So when I was in London, I was at the Tate Modern? No, it wasn't the Tate Modern. It was just the Tate. And I saw a girl in a vegetable suit doing performance art. And I was really intrigued by that. I was like, that is awesome. I want to be... And she's just lying around, slowly moving around, being a vegetable. And I was like, that is fucking fantastic. know it's undermining what she was trying to do and say with her art, but I want to be a vegetable. I would have a veggie sona. And so, suddenly I'm thinking of The Critic. I miss that cartoon. If I were to be a vegetable, I would be a carrot. Ah, that's good stuff. But I must say there was a small twinge of envy, dare I say jealousy, that she gets to lie around in a museum and be a vegetable of her own design, no less. How cool is that? That's like art goals right there. Be a museum vegetable. Maybe someday. Once if I don't ruin whatever it is I'm doing now. Oh my God, I'm burning up my black paint. Man, I miss London. I miss Germany. That was a good place. Berlin was fun. It was rowdy and crazy, and I stayed in probably the trashiest hostel I've ever been in so far, and it was a fucking good time. I had so much fun. Plywood beds and milk crates, and that shit was awesome. But no, Dresden is where I had the best fun. I would go back. I would want to go back to Dresden. I would take a train back to Berlin if I wanted to go there, but Dresden has it feels like it has that pace of life that agrees with me. It's not hectic and crazy like some kind of metropolitan area. It just seems to flow nicely. I wouldn't mind that. I think I could acclimate quite well to that place. It seems to have all the creature comforts I would want without being... I mean, you know, Dresden's not small. It's a pretty modestly sized town, city. But not so much that it's, like, ridiculously unfriendly. San Antonio's a pretty big... Well, nowadays it's pretty big. I remember when when I was a kid, population, I want to say it was under 500,000. I definitely remember when it was like 700,000, and that was not long ago. But the problem is that all of California, well, all of Austin is moving here, and then California is right in hot pursuit because who the hell can afford to live in Austin anymore? And it's like the prices have gone up drastically in the past 10 years. I almost bought a house 10 years ago when times were better. Not anymore. I couldn't afford that shit even if I wanted to. Alright, I gotta mix up some new colors. I'm out of dark grays, and I'm out of blacks, and I'm getting low on the others. I don't want Lucas. Lucas is fine, but I kind of prefer to stick with the Winsor & Newtons. I'm not sold on Charvin. Kind of, the tubes feel smaller and it seems a bit pricier. Yeah. And it looks like I got to adjust my chat box. It doesn't look like it lines up too well. But I gotta say, it does come out the tube easier. Feels creamier, or smoother than Winsor & Newton. Winsor & Newton feels thicker. That's about 50-50. And the thing is I don't get as emotional as I can get over my own image. I don't really get this way over a whole lot else. I'm a pretty relaxed person, but I guess it's just the idea of knowing my reality. Knowing that I could probably never have the surgeries I feel I need to have to be whole. It's a difficult reality to contend with. One that confronts you every time you get up in the morning and look in the mirror. I think it's the hardest part of all this. It's knowing where you stand. Being self-aware. Ignorance is bliss. How fortunate the man with none. That's not true. I have nothing, and I'm not fortunate. Fucking hell. I know, I'm just kind of quoting a Dead Can Dance song, but sprung to mind. Alright. Oh, yeah. Shit, yeah, I gotta go to the store tomorrow. Either way. I'm out of black. This went pretty fast. This went much faster than the Winsor & Newton. Like, this is, what is this? Let me see. This is 5.1 ounces versus, excuse me, I'm disgusting. 6.75. So, yeah. Really, I'm getting more bang for my buck with the Winsor & Newton. I don't know, I'd really have to sit down and do, like, compare contrast between, like, different tubes. Like, I know everyone's got their own naming convention and their own colors, and they want to avoid hues and all this other shit. And I don't think Charvin has a hue system like Winsor & Newton does, but cobalt blue, I think that's like the color to compare because it's the most expensive in the set. I'm prepared to spend $300 on a tube of cobalt blue. Because it does give a blue that's hard to get otherwise. At least for me. Okay, let's get back to work. Now that I have more colors, or more values, more shades established. Oh, crimson red, that's a fairly affordable color. No, so you start getting into the cadmiums and the cobalt, that's when it gets ridiculous. And I don't want to buy the small tubes. I hate juggling small tubes. I need the big stuff. It's got to last me. I don't want to have to go back to the store for that shit. I've got like plenty of smaller tubes of cobalt and ultramarine I'm burning up before I get back to the big tubes. I'm tired of carrying around I've got like probably around 40 or so tubes in this case of mine down here. Alright, I'm moving out of position. I need to see my left side. So yes, Where was I? Oh yeah, Missouri. Oh, woe is me. I'm so sad. Someone please kill me. I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me. From a poor family. Na 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 na. It actually gets pretty dark right here because of the shade from the hair. Pick up with a lot of other paint with it too. Dirty brush. So, there is definitely that black curl of hair that comes through. I always ask myself, does any of this matter? Is what I'm doing here, will it be remembered by anyone? I do many things, but is any of it of value? Holy crap balls, I'm really ruining this. Fucking this shit up. Like, it's too steep. There needs to be more highlight in the center. This has to kind of round out significantly. And then there's definitely, I'm putting too much paint in here, and that's my problem. It's getting difficult to control the value because I'm fucking this up. 6 ways to Sunday. Oh my god. Listen to me struggle. Listen to me have such a hard time. Break that up. Break that up. That's a bit better. It's a bit serviceable. It's serviceable. That's a good word. Don't want any sharp lines. You need that fuzzy line. What else is going on with me right now? Going to Corpus. The boyfriend is about ready to open his business. That's exciting. Not yet. It's not opening yet, but he's getting there. I'm looking forward to that. Exciting. But he did successfully manage to get through all the hoops that entail making a business. So exciting times are ahead, and I'm glad he's worked so hard at this. All I want to see is him succeed. Because I totally believe in what he's doing. I think what he's doing is, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. And he's got what it, you know what I'm trying to say. He's got what it, that passion for it to make it succeed. And it's going to succeed for that reason. But, so that gets, all this right here is like a light, it's kind of like it's lighter gray, and then I'm just going to hit this with like real light white right here, like right here. And they're just going to work into each other. But yeah, I'm gonna vlog. I like the idea of vlogging. I might start doing that, starting maybe tomorrow. I don't know about tonight. I'm kind of worn out. I'm thoroughly defeated by myself. Alcohol helped. It always helps. No, it doesn't. It usually makes things worse, but in this case, it helped. But I'll be going out there this week to check it out, since I have a couple weekends to myself for once. In a very good long time, and I want to see the place before I get all tied up at the show. I have these like little pockets of less like light going around. I don't want to wipe it out entirely. I kind of like that. It gives it character. Break up the lines. Don't make them too sharp. I like brush strokes. I like being able to see the brush, that flat edge. Softening these. The transitions here are visible, but they're not super apparent. But they do and do not need to be. It's definitely like a shadow that kind of comes off these things. This hair right here. It's not super dark gray, but it's not light either. It kind of comes down into this. It's already 7 o'clock. All my hemming and hawing. I may need to come back and finish the hair up tomorrow. Might not be a bad idea. So it is definitely brightest here, which I'm capturing, but it gets progressively darker as we go over this way until finally it hits the hair, which does come down a bit further. My hair keeps shifting, so it's like my position of reference is always moving. That's part of the challenge of painting from yourself. Painting from life, from mirrors. It's the best practice one can have. A lot of people in my painting class, I do take a weekly continuing class with this studio I work at. The teacher's amazing. She lets me work and paint. But everybody's devolved into photographs. And I say devolved because I feel like it's a step backwards. When really, in reality, you should be painting from life as much as possible. I'm still setting up still lifes, and right now I'm doing like a master study from an existing painting, but an actual painting that I have in front of me, not like a picture of a painting, but the actual painting. I can see the pigments and the paints, but everyone's got their iPads and they're all painting and I get it. Pictures, you can't have mountains in front of you, not in South Texas. It just doesn't work that way. It's an impossible thing to go out and study physically, but at the same time it's kind of like it's all they do. And I'm not throwing shade. But I feel like there's something you're getting lost along the way. You're gonna forget how to see with your eyes. There's always a time and a place for painting from pictures. But it can't be your modus operandi every time you go into the studio. You can't say, I'm going to paint. And then you pull out your iPad and you paint a picture of a mountain. Somebody else's picture, mind you. A lot of people do paint their own pictures that they've taken themselves. Still, the fact of the matter remains. I don't know. I feel like I constantly need to practice from life. So I'm trying to get that transition just right. It's very sharp right here, but it's feathery when it goes into the white. Goodness, I hope people don't hate me while I'm at the show. That's my self-doubt kicking in. Oh, I hope everyone doesn't hate me. I'm so useless. Absolutely bona fide useless. So now the hair. I gotta reposition. My mirror fell backwards a bit, so it's not in the place that I used to have it. Tell them I said hello. Sorry, I'm not watching the chat. Everybody's probably watching me struggle and talk about what a miserable failure I am. Shit, there's a lot more dark hair down here. Alright, let me get some more black in this brush. There's really a lot of dark. Thanks for the heads up, Mew. Appreciate it. See, the top of the hair dried out, so now I got to get it dark again, get it wet with black, bring that back in. Because there's definitely gloss up here, but it mingles with the shadow. Hair came back like this last time, so there's more highlight, mid-tone, and then the sharp black right here. So this hair has always been the trickiest thing for me. I'm really not trying to render it. I'm just trying to, you get the impression of it. I'm trying not to be, not saying I'm trying to be impressionistic here, but wasting time on my hair is not what I'm going for. Thank you, Mio. I appreciate the words of confidence. I need them. Lord knows I need them. Fuck, I need a convention or something. That's what I need. I need to go somewhere where I can be stupid. Much paint in one spot is starting to screw me over. Yeah, well, hopefully that'll be what I do in Corpus this weekend. Just turn my mind off. That's all I want to do. That's probably what I will do. I mean, I think, you know what? I'm going to take my watercolors and I think I'm going to try and paint a seaside scene. Should be a nice, relaxing change of pace. Man, do I get angsty at times. Today's one of those times. we're gonna finish this before we go home. We're gonna try and finish this. The sun is gonna start dipping real fast. I think I've got maybe 20-30 minutes max before I completely lose the light. But I'm not going to rush this. I'll come back tomorrow if I have to. Do your measurements. It's hard to measure when you're... This shit goes out far. I've got a lion's mane in this humidity. It goes... It's like a sine wave, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it really goes like that, so... So what I should probably do is blanket this whole area in its darkest volume in the major spots. And then I can basically just chisel in the highlights. It's not black. It's not a 75% gray either. It's kind of in between. So supposedly I'm going to have the chance to see a resort this weekend, which will be interesting to see. I have not been out to Padre Island in forever, ever since MTV kind of took over the place. But the beaches there are probably about as nice as Texas beaches get, so... I have to go out and hit the ocean for once. I have not been in the ocean in over a decade. 2000... Oh God. 2003 was the last time I've been in the ocean. Okay, I take it back, 16 years. That's over a decade. I was technically right. Can't say that was incorrect. But yeah, I don't go in the ocean. Jellyfish terrify me. The Medusa. No, I don't go in the ocean. If it was like the Atlantic or the Pacific, I think that'd be one thing. But this is the Texas Gulf Coast. And it's just a giant bowl. And all the crap gets caught in the middle. Nothing really gets in or out too well. So in all the refineries and the oil derricks right offshore, you can see with a pair of the naked eye, and you can really see what's going on with a good pair of binoculars. Yeah. Lots of tar sand and other such nonsense. I don't do the ocean. I hear the Zumba class. No, that's the Zumba class. The cap. They'd probably kick my ass if I called them the Zumba class, the capoeira class. They'd be like, "What the fuck you say? Zumba?" Oh my goodness. I will not be recanting that joke to them. I will Zumba you, motherfucker. And they'd like roundhouse, double handstand, back kick me to the face. I know how that shit goes. You don't mess with the capoeira people. Zumba. Oh, that makes me giggle. Oh, that's dangerous territory. That's dangerous ground I'm treading on. Yeah, you know, that's funny that you say that, Mio. When I was a kid, I was terrified of costume characters. Absolutely terrified. And then I met my hero, Danger Mouse. And it was all downhill from there. I was like, oh, Danger Mouse, he's so cool. And I thought he was real, too. I was a little kid. I was like, whoa, Danger Mouse. That was the bee's knees. I was just like fucking beside myself. I thought it was real. I thought, like, shit, this guy's serious. He's here. I was a little disappointed there was no stiletto. But Danger Mouse is more than enough for me. God, I suck at stringy, nappy hair like mine. Frizzy ass crap. There's so much. Like I know what I know the right path to do this is. Like, you establish your darkest darks and do your lightest shit on top. But oh, why am I screwing this up? I'm trying too hard is my problem. I hate hair. I hate rendering hair. It makes me sad. It's definitely this wave going on that starts down here. It's like this kind of number. It's not too light because it's like not directly. Fucking hell. You know what? I'm gonna just blitz this with a medium gray. Let's just get it in. Let's just get it done. Because I can already see the sun moving. And we'll worry about the rest. I just know it gets much lighter in this middle zone and much darker at the bottom. I see that. Like when I squint, I can see those values. kind of like that. Definitely has a heavy black under volume. And then this stuff, the lighter, looks like shit. Kinda looks like shit. It's not bad. It's not good. Trying to don't do hair and I'm rushing it. I am very bad at this. Don't get angsty, don't get testy, just fucking do it. Definitely a lot of scraggler hairs that kind of come down and do this number. Man, I'm burning through towels quickly. I can feel the loathing. Like I did a much better job on that head of hair down there. That went much better. This one's kind of being defiant. That doesn't look good, but I see it. The thing is, maybe I'm just trying too fucking hard. A lot of highlight up here. Like, I really need to kind of get this lighter as a whole. I'm just going to be making a fucking mess. Oh, misery. There's too much paint on here, which is why I'm getting this problem, but I hate it. It's absolutely dreadful. I can't, it just looks like a mop. I don't have that observation for my hair. Like, I see it, but I can't render it. I don't have that seeing. I'm just like trying to see and get it done because there's this good sharp transition between the light that hits the outside of the hair versus this like dark curtain on the inside. It's significant from my viewing angle. Of course, again, it's moved, but because of how it hangs. Like, I'm so sick of looking at it, I'm almost like forcing myself just to power through this so I don't have to look at this. It looks like shit. Absolute dog shit. Maybe I should just come back to this tomorrow when I'm feeling better, feeling more up for this challenge of this lion's mane. So this is just looks like a just big, it all looks like a big bulky mass, because really that's what it is. But that fine waving curvature, I feel like I've had enough for today. At least I got the lion's share done. I'm calling it a night here. I am going to go home. And maybe I'll play video games, or maybe I'll draw. Maybe I'm just going to take my mind off of myself. Stop being so fucking insufferable. That's what I need to do. Alright, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'll, maybe I'd reattack this hair tomorrow. Try and do a better job. And thanks for watching, and might be back later. Have a good night.